Hi there and welcome to the Guitarfingers tuition video for the Trinity Grade 5 song Country Etude. Grade 5 in the Trinity grading system is around intermediate level, and if you are playing at intermediate level and you're interested in playing songs that we've known for higher level pieces such as Capriccio Arab and Grand Vals by Tariga, I've retranscribed those songs in my Guitarfingers book 3. You'll find the link on the website here on this YouTube video and the text on the video itself. There's 4 songs in here, so we've got Capriccio Arab, Grand Vals, both by Tariga, Canco del Hidra, which is a Catalonian folk song, and Songs de Carolus. These are songs that we traditionally find at higher levels, so rather than having to wait to play them and get there, I've transcribed them round to the intermediate level, and you'll have great fun playing those songs. Right, so moving on to Country Etude. If you watch my videos, you'll know the first thing that I like to do is always just check the key signature and the time signature. So we've got the key signature. This works out to be in G major. So just remember your scale of G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. There might be accidentals, of course, that appear in the song, and just look out for those. The time signature, we've got a common time, so we just know that as 4 beats in a bar, 4 crotchet beats in a bar. And the main feature really I find of this song is actually bringing out this singing melody line. We've got some nice chordal accompaniment. It's like a nice folk song really. And we've just got to make sure that we bring out this melody line nice and clear compared to the other harmony and bass notes that are in there. So keep those slightly lower, and that will allow the melody line to sing through. And one of the sections is actually Cantabile, so it's saying in a singing style. So we're going to look now at the key element for me of the song, and it's about phrasing. Rather than just, when you think of a singer, just singing a song, you'll hear them sing and bring phrases to an end before starting a new one. I mean, I know that sounds obvious, but it's there's a subtle trick to it in actually just making sure that your dynamics maybe just tail off towards the end of a phrase, and then obviously they build up again in the next phrase, and perhaps using a little bit of like rubato, so where we just kind of slow down. We might know that as ritandos, where we just do slow down and then pick up the tempo again. So it's just this feeling of phrasing that we really want. So let's have a look at an example of that. So we've got a first little phrase that ends on a big G major chord, and you can see there that there is a pause mark, fermata put above it to actually say we've come to the end of a phrase. So just hold that note for slightly longer, that chord. One thing that I noticed about this song is this 3-figure motif or figure that kind of starts each phrases. So we start off with this G, A, B, okay, and then after that G chord, where we've got the fermata, we've got another one, okay. Look for those. I'll talk about them as they come along, but that's an indication, that's a little musical feature in the song that's saying this is the start of a phrase each time, so we're going to use those to our advantage. Right, so let's have a look, see how we're going to start this. We start off with a glissando, so using finger 1, okay, just G to A. Don't restrike the A, just play a strong note to go G to A. Okay, and then the chord. I've got finger 4 as written there, thumb IM. So I'm going to use the stems down notes. I'm going to use my thumb as much as possible, and probably that's the best technique to use. It just adds a little bit of thickness to the lower notes, the bass notes, so they sound like a bass. Right, so let's have a look. So we've got lots of glissandos, lots of slurs in this song. I've seen different interpretations of them. I'm generally going to play these notes as glissandos. There are some others which are definitely slurs, but these ones I'm going to stick to glissandos because they just sound quite nice. Okay, so let's have a look at this first phrase. I'm going to start slightly tasto to warm it up, and when I get to the C chord, and then slightly softer on that G. I don't want this G to jump out as being C, like that. Okay, a bit of an exaggeration, but it must end a phrase. It mustn't sound like it's starting a new phrase. Okay, you get the idea. I'm just trying to roll down nice and soft there. Let's look at phrase 2. We've got a movement up, so now fret 10 for that D, descending slur, make sure it's nice and strong. Okay, now we've got another glissando going downwards. Now, I've interpreted these as, some of them as glissandos where I've got lines going note head to note head. So that A down to G, you can see it's a note head to note head line. So there I'm interpreting that as a glissando, not a slur. You can see when we had the D to B, there's no line there, it's just a slur indication. So that one's a slur. Hold that for a crotchet. Finger 3 on that B. That allows now fingers 1 and 2 to play with the D bass. There's glissando again now because we've got note head to note heads. Okay, so that was A to B and C to D with finger 1. Okay, so nice and comfortable, not too quick because it's going 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and I'm very quiet when I come back down to that C and A, because again I don't want that to jump up, because we've had a quiet note in the glissando because we can't really get much power in the glissando at the end. I don't want it to go like that and jump up. So it's coming to the end of the phrase. A little bit of vibrato I'll put in there just for that extra effect. So let me have a go at playing the first 2 phrases, and let's see if we can see where I'm just slowing down slightly, holding notes and making sure they don't jump out at the end of the phrases. Okay, now we've got our third phrase. Okay, and again, I was just soft on that end chord. So if I look at bar 5, we've got the run into bar 5, the 3-note motif. Chord with a slur to the G. Okay, we've got a 3-note motif again here, that G, A, B. So I'm treating it as a new phrase. Sorry. Okay, not a full strum there because it's only G, the B and the G. So not a big chord, it's just a roll, thumb, I, M. Right, so I hope that's explained now. How I do the phrasing, how you should try to play it, obviously in your own style, but keep faithful to the music. But if you just kind of want to play those phrases slightly different, that's totally up to you. But just make sure it makes sense to the listener. That's the most important thing. Right, that takes us to the Cantabile section. So singing style. So it's a little bit more where the music keeps moving on. We're not phrasing it quite so clearly. We're just letting the music move on. There are some break points where you feel that you want to come to the end of a phrase, and that's absolutely fine, but just try to keep the whole thing singing nicely. Make sure you hold the melody notes for their full values, and you're going to get lots of points of indication here where the bass notes have to hold as well while you're playing the melody notes. So don't jump your fingers off the bass notes so that they play high notes. Use generally finger 3 for low Gs, low Cs, and finger 4s for Ds and Gs. Okay, keep them separate and that will allow you to hold. So the first little bit of Cantabile, bar 8 into bar 9. And make sure your slurs are really nice as well, I should say that. Nice and powerful. Okay, that felt like a little bit of a phrase on its own. So we'll just do this little run up now. We start with the thumb and then onto the fingers. Okay, you get the idea. So we've got little phrases followed by these ascending slur patterns, and I'm just trying to make the ascending slur patterns just sound slightly different, as if they're a different instrument maybe that's playing those. We've got the singing melody line and then these nice run-ups taking us into the next part of the singing. So bar 13, put finger 4 on the G, maybe finger 2 for preparation, and just keep this lovely singing style going. End of a phrase there, because now we've got another 3-note motif going E, F sharp, G. Okay, so bar 16 and 17, we've got a 3-note motif, straight away a slur going G to B. So that is a G that's going to be played open string, and then let's see what finger's best here. Yeah, finger 3 is going to play that ascending slur on the 4th fret to play that G to B ascending slur. So. Okay, I'll just stop there just to highlight a couple of things. We need that to be nice and powerful so it comes through, because it can sound a little bit weak otherwise. Now we just move, that's finger 2 again, so we just move that down. Okay, so we've got that. Lots of slurs again. Okay, nice and soft at that end of the phrase again. G, D, and then the chord. So none of the end of the phrases are jumping out. I'm just trying to keep a nice clear phrasing system going. Right, so let's look at the next part. We've got like a B section where we go ponticello, sol, pont, con anima, which just means more animated. So we're just going to slightly increase the tempo here to play this part, these 2 lines up to bar 28. I'll do it slowly just to demonstrate really what we're going to do. It looks like it's going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, just all in quavers, 8 quavers of course. You could put an emphasis on there, but the main point is on the emphasis on beats 1, if you count them in quavers, 1, 4 and 7. We don't want to speed up, we still want to count as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You can see I'm keeping it really consistent. Now, if you wanted to put a little emphasis on those, the moving notes, B, A, G, we can try that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You know, you get the idea. Now it sounds like there's a different rhythm going on in the music. So we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, the next bar, which is bar 24, use the thumb and eyes as indicated. So we get again this like 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, I'll do it really slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So it still sounds like this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, but it's still being counted as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And now we've got a little repeat of that. So 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and a little rallentando there, just to help us move into the next part. So and then we're back to like this cantabile part. I'll stop there because I realise I'm just playing a repeat really of what I'm doing. So just to shorten the video, I'm going to move on. So let's look at from bar 36. We've got this ascending 3-note pattern again. Just quietening down now. I'll go a bit warmer as well. P piano, finger 4, glissando. It's written this time like with a squiggly line. I'm not quite sure why, but it's a glissando. We'll have that as a glissando anyway. And now this descending run. I'm actually going to not play an open string E. I'm going to play a closed string E here at fret 9. Okay, so get used to playing these E's in different places as well. Because finger 1 then is nicely on that D. And then I can do a glissando down as well. Sorry. Okay, so it went from D to B there. A, fret 7 of course on string 4, open string G, D, and now just a nice soft ending there. So there you go, Country Etude, a beautiful song. Try to focus on the points I've given you and have fun with that.